Hi everyone, Vickie Verley here, Rock and Roll Prophetess. We are going to take a look at the full moon coming up on June 17th, 4:31 a.m. Eastern Time. Times will vary. This is intense because it's at the Galactic Center. Yeah, it's right there. It's 25:53, so 54:53. So you know, it's right there. That means it only goes up to 60, then it turns. So it's like, it's definitely activating the Galactic Center. By the way, this reading, let me tell you a little about this reading. It definitely is a psychic reading. I start out with more astrology and kind of loosen up as I go. I'm doing this live. I knew that was at the Galactic Center, and that's as far as anything I looked at ahead of time. So I just kind of get in the flow and do the reading live, which is how I do the readings when I do them for you, you know. So nothing's written down or rehearsed or planned. So it could just go off in some crazy directions, but it's definitely psychic and not necessarily by the book. If you're waiting for the psychic part, hang in there if it's true astrology, because it will get more psychic. If you're real strict about your astrology is a science and this means that, then this might not be the forecast for you. Okay, so yeah, this is that galactic center. This is the center of our universe. It's a major download point. And this is the last event before we go into the eclipses next month. So this is like opening this big portal, and then these eclipses are going to be coming through. Major downloads. You can get major downloads. And look at the sun and the moon are not aspected by anything else. If you look over here in the aspectarian, sun, nothing. Moon, it opposes the sun, moon. So unaspected sometimes is way more powerful. It definitely can be. They're saying it's an entity unto itself. Although I do see that it's making like in conjuncts with Pluto and Mars opposition here too. But it's an entity unto itself. I'm not sure what that means, but that's what I'm getting. This is a time to tune in. This is a time to get the downloads, seek the answers, expand our horizons. Sagittarius is, you know, seeing things from a different perspective, from a higher view. Reaching out, learning more, always wanting to learn more, always wanting to explore, always wanting to reach. Reach for the highest mountain. Is that a song or something? I think it is, but I'm not getting the whole thing clearly. If anybody knows that song, copy and paste the lyrics if you feel like it. It's conjunct Jupiter too in a loose orb. I would say it's conjunct. It's in there with 7 degrees. So Jupiter's even emphasizing, you know, even if it's, you don't want to call it a conjunction, meaning within, you know, a certain orb, I say it's in there. It's affecting it. It's influencing it. It's adding to it. It's expanding it and making it even more. So it's like a super moon, even though it's not quote unquote a super moon. But I'm getting, that's what I'm hearing. It's a super moon. Like it's really it's a last cry for humanity. Wow, that's deep. That's heavy. It's a last something for humanity. It's what it's talking about. For all of us to rise up, rise up. All of us that are, you know, here to do this kind of work. All of us that are here to, you know, came to lift the consciousness, you know, lift the spirit, working within enlightenment, not be closed down, be expansive, be open. Well, that's some heavy-duty stuff there. Usually these are a little more lighthearted. I do want to jump over to this Pluto-Mars opposition, since, you know, it is within the same, you know, vibe here. That's some heavy-duty stuff too. I mean, this could be really upheaving. You know, sometimes a lower vibration is really uncomfortable with a higher vibration. I think I've come to that conclusion lately. And if you're bringing a lot of light and you're bringing a lot of spirit and a lot of higher vibration, or trying to, or you know, going in that direction, there's also this lower rumbling and grumbling and pounding and banging and booming and rumble, you know, that's this lower vibration, that's in anger and aggression, that doesn't like that. That makes them, it makes it like almost like a volcano. It makes it like well up even more. You know, for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. And I think there's a little bit of this going on here, you know. And the Saturn's in there too, but really it's the Pluto. I guess Saturn, it's equal, 2 degrees either way, but that's what this reminds me of. And that's some things that I've been coming to a realization of lately. Excuse me. The further the pendulum swings in one direction, the further it's going to swing in the other direction. And this stuff could be getting activated too. Excuse me. I need to get a cough drop, sorry. Yeah, this stuff is really getting activated. So it's a opposite thing. It's a dichotomy. It's a push me, pull you. There's some different kind of vibrations going on. It's the Sag time to shine. It's Jupiter and Sagittarius' time to shine. It's they're being illuminated by the full moon. This kind of an energy, and should be the prevalent energy. We have a choice. We have a choice in life about every damn thing, don't we? You know, it's just everything we have a choice about. It's a free will universe, and you know, that's going on. Could be a break from all this stuff. That's what I'm getting to. Because look, this has been going on. We've got the Pluto, Saturn, South Node in Capricorn. This is the old paradigm. This is the, you know, I'm going to enforce my beliefs on you. I'm going to tell you what to do. I'm going to keep you small. I'm going to rule over you. I'm all powerful and more important than you. This is, on the positive side, the nurturing, the caring, the loving, you know, the stay-at-home parent, you know, the grandmother vibe, you know, which is all cool and good. But on the downside of this is also the martyr, the victim, the moody, the crying and not doing anything about anything, just crying and moaning about it. This is eating our feelings. This is, you know, shutting ourselves down and being away from the world. So there's got to be this, there's a balance. We're always striving for balance. So this is going on, and this reminds me of, you know, when we, you know, the divide and conquer thing, which I talked about for a few years, is like, we've got you worried about this and that, and power struggles and this and that, and in reality, there's this higher thing going on. And so if you can rise yourself up out of this, it's not an easy thing to do always, you know. A lot of it is environment. I feel more and more a lot of it's environment. It's hard to do in an environment where there's a lot of really low vibrational energy going on. And this low vibrational energy can't even get anywhere. They can't get anywhere near this. They can't see beyond their own, you know, they're more, the earth is more into the earth, they're more of the earth, they're more of their animalistic nature. They're more, because we are animal and spirit, you know. We're human animal, and we are a spirit in the material world inhabiting, you know, an animal, flesh and bones of Gaia, of Mother Earth body. And this kind of energy, they can't even get anywhere out of it. There's spectrums, you know. There's spectrums all along this going back and forth, the pendulum. It's not like, and it's very difficult or maybe even impossible to jump from here to here. But this is what we can always strive for. This is what we can always strive for. If this gets too much, the rumblings are just too much, and you feel like you're getting sucked down into the low vibration, you know, you got to go somewhere and find this. You know, the 9th house is also like education. Really, Libra's book, 7th house, but this reminded me of like, you can escape. We don't do that much anymore. We don't really read books, I don't think. Most people do. With Kindle and whatever, you know, Audible. But you can escape through like a story, or even a movie, I guess, you know, a good movie or something. But it's like that, you know. You don't have to be dragged down and Pluto into the underworld, you know. You know, you could be the centaur and fly to the sky. What else was I going to say? Oh, darn it, don't go away. Come back here. I think I lost it for the time being. Let's see. Venus is by this part of fortune. I accidentally left this part of fortune, and when I run these charts all in one time, because I have to set it up to be the zero house system, So later in the year, I always run them for the whole year. I set my software up to be in this configuration, and off we go. And I accidentally left the part of fortune in there. And at first I was going to take it out. I was like, well, then I just was like, well, first of all, I was like, this is way too much work. I do not want to run 24 more, change my whole software around and run 24 more charts again. So I just left it. But I think it was, you know, there's no accidents. And this part of fortune with the Venus here, I think, you know, the part of fortune in this chart is in this whole, it's not a conjunction, but it's in the vibration of the Sagittarius energy. And we've got Ceres up there too. And it's almost exactly opposing this Venus in the third. You know, so this is finding ways, Venus in the third. Well, in Gemini, communication, great time for doing writing. You might want to, you know, go do some journaling or something like that. Or I'm feeling like I'm like at a library, which also people really don't do anymore, but I've got books open and I'm taking notes. What probably would be typing, taking notes this way, but you know, like doing some research also would really be more like the 12th house. Well, Jupiter is squaring Neptune in the 12th. But I'm feeling like discovery, knowledge. And what I'm feeling about this is if you're doing anything like that, that once you get your head in that zone, because of this portal being open and everything, more stuff would come through than is just written in those written pages. Just by connecting in that stream of consciousness. Oh, I probably don't have it in here. I came up with a really cool word. Was it eternal flow or something? Oh, darn it. I came up with it doing somebody's reading, and it's like, but that's it. Yeah, I don't have it in here. It's connecting with that stream, you know. You can expand and build upon it too. You can pick up with the whoever, it's like there's spirits flying around there. What do you call them? Not maybe the muses, but the spirits of the collective knowledge of maybe the Akashic record or whatever. There's like the spirit keepers there, and they're spirit keepers of everything, you know. And they're dying to share with us. They're dying to bring us out of this low vibration of greed and hate and, you know, rage and anger and cruelty and aggressiveness. And, you know, they want to, you know, that's part of, I mean, I do those soul readings where I talk about your soul mission, but that's part of everybody's soul mission, I think. You know, we come here and we incarnate. And many of us, we bite off more than we can chew, you know. It's like, oh yeah, I'm going to go down there and I'm going to do this, this, and this. Yeah, let's do it. And you get down here, it's like, holy shit, what the hell did I sign up for? Because you get, that's easier from, sorry about that, when you're up here in these higher ethers. And then you're looking down at it. Yeah, I can handle that. Piece of cake. Sign me up. And then you get down here and it's just like, wow, the energy is so thick and heavy. And, you know, this is like grappling for scraps on a negative side, you know. It's like, oh, you give me, I need more love from you. I need more time from you. I need more money from you. I want to control you and have power from you. It's like this, we're grappling over what's perceived to be a limited, like dogs. I'm seeing like dogs pulling tug of war. And you know, we're grappling over what we perceive to be a limited set of resources, of what we see right in front of us, of, you know, a very, very short-sighted view. And that's not true for, if you're a Capricorn or Cancer, please don't comment with me. I'm a Capricorn. We're talking about the lowest, you know, the lowest expression of this vibration. And this is a completely other thing. This is a completely, yeah, you guys scrap, you know, fight over the scraps here. I'm hearing grappling or scrapping or something. And I'm going to be up here in my own world that I've created through my reading and my mind with the Venus and my imagination and using my creativity. And I know that there's a higher, something higher going on here with the Sagittarius. There's a higher purpose. There's a higher cause. There's more than meets the eye. There's more than whatever you're fighting over here and pulling back and forth on. There's much more than that. And I want to be a part of it. No, I'm hearing New York, New York. I mean, no disrespect to New York, but there's a lot of that in New York because it's such a, you know, condensed. This is more wide open spaces. You know, if you had to pick a location or something, it's more wide open spaces and, you know, out away from all this stuff. Okay, so yeah, there's a lot going on. I am, because the eclipses, we're rolling into these eclipses. This is just the build up to the eclipses. Here they come. Here comes eclipses. Here comes eclipses. That's from Here Comes the Judge. Here comes the judge. Well, maybe that was no act, you know, maybe they're trying to say Here Comes the Judge. That was from that old Laugh-In thing from way back in the day in the 60s. It was a bit that they did about Here Comes the Judge. I don't even remember the rest of it, but anyways, if anybody knows or can make some cosmic connection, please leave it in the comments, because half the time I don't know what the guys are talking about than myself. Chiron Palace too, being aware of that, becoming aware of this. This is that wounded stuff, you know. But anyway, so since the eclipses are going to be happening now, and we're moving into a different thing, we're going to have the Capricorn Cancer axis. It was Leo Aquarius for a long time. I am bringing back the eclipse reading for a limited time. I was going to mention that. So it's on my website if you're interested. It'll be your chart in the middle, solar eclipse and lunar eclipse, and you know, and I still have the solstice readings and all that stuff. So please do check it out. I've got all kinds of readings, books, decks, astrology, art from your chart, and different things. So thank you for checking my site out and supporting me on Patreon and everything else that you do. I really appreciate all your support so much. So this is a whopper. This is some high. I mean, if you're down here fighting over these bones or whatever, having a tug of war over the scraps here, you know, this could just go right by. It's like those. They're always around. You know, spirit and guides are always around. They're always trying to help us, but we get so caught up in this, you know, low vibration that, you know, we don't perceive it at all. And I don't care how enlightened you are. If you're in an earth body, you're not perceiving it all. You know, if we're lucky, we probably perceive you know, whatever, a minuscule amount of what's really going on out there in the big bad, wide open universe. Yeah. Okay. Okay, big bad, wide open universe. Time to wrap this up. I want to thank you all again for all your support. Check out my website. I do have, if you're waiting on the card readings, they're up. They're up for the Patreon people, along with the bonus readings. I'll be putting those up, well, within the week. I'm not sure exactly when, but they're done and they're up. This full moon is pretty intense, and it's leading into the solstice, which is another reading that I'm offering. So this whole week of the 17th through like the 20th, 21st, is going to be really intense, and then we're gearing up again for the eclipses coming right around the corner. So these summer storms, it can be a storm, or, you know, it can be, you know, like Ben Franklin, man, you know, harnessing of intense, you know, energy, and you marvel at the wonder. You can be in awe and wonder and marvelment of it, and not afraid to go outside of, you know, whatever this is, whatever your perceived reality is, or even the, you know, the group perceived reality here. There's much more, and it's really shining through, and it's really trying to make itself available, and it's showing itself to us all. So I hope that you can, what they're showing me is like picking a little bit of a star or some stardust. So here's hoping that a little stardust is sprinkled on you and your world. Yeah, I like that one. Alright, so thank you all. Remember also that your love and beauty are incarnate. Have a great new moon, or full moon I should say, in Sagittarius, and I'll speak to you soon.